Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm back, I guess, kind of. Well, I did upload a couple of videos over the last couple of months, although I hope to increase the amount of videos I'm uploading. Now, what happened? For, for those who don't actually follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I don't blame you, basically at the end of August, near the end of August, my father died, and that actually caused some problems, psychological mostly, but not only, and made me, well, not be in the best of moods to create fun, well, yeah, videos, gaming or otherwise. Now, I did upload a few videos, but they were not exactly the best. They were what they were. I made them mostly so that I do manage, so that I do not let myself completely cut off from the video making experience. Let's go with that. So this video is not going to be obviously very happy video. I'm doing this mostly to express myself. So yeah, if you are interested just for the news about the channel and what's gonna happen, I'm gonna try to slowly start making more videos and better videos than the last couple of months, and see how that goes. It's a matter of something. So that's all the news related to the channel, directly related to the channel. So anything I'm gonna say from now on, it will not have anything to do with the channel or games or technology or anything like that. I'm gonna keep the background, the gaming background, because no one wants to just look at me talking, so have a look around. Beautiful gameplay. I have no idea what game I'm gonna play for this. Anyway, so the whole thing, it wasn't the first time that okay, let's start how it happened. I talked to him on the now okay, the dates might be a bit off, but anyway, I talked to him on Monday morning, 21st of August, something like that, and for the last time. We're not exactly at the best of relationships, but we managed over the several last few months to keep in touch and talk to each other every couple of days on the phone, which is quite an improvement considering that in the past we didn't speak to each other, talk to each other at all for years. Anyway, we talked, and nothing really special or groundbreaking was said. It was just a hello, how are you kind of talk. Yeah, and then the same night, without me knowing about it, he went to the hospital, and in the late that night, early next day, he died. And I didn't know about this till 2 days later, on Wednesday, when at 9 o'clock in the morning I was called and I was told, your father died, the funeral is in 1 hour, are you coming? Yeah, and yeah, that's what happened there. Now there is more background story, but I'm not going to get into it for a variety of reasons. So let's leave that outside. It was quite an interesting experience, to say the least, going there and seeing my father for the first time in 6 years, I think, or about 5-6 years, something like that. And of course, not seeing him alive, but dead inside the casket. Yeah, it felt strange. Strange. Yeah, that's the best more appropriate word I can use right now. Looking at him dead inside the church, less than an hour before I found out that he was dead. So, very strange experience. And which continued to be almost surreal, almost not surreal, but almost like I was, I don't know, watching a movie or something. I was I was sad and felt sorry. But at the same time, I couldn't really reach the level of, I don't know, crying or anything like that. I have yet to cry or feel like very expressive with feelings. Yeah. But that's not exactly a strange thing, because that's more or less how I am. And yeah. So what happened next? We went to the hall and where he was buried. Again, very strange. Some other things happened, but I'm not going to deal with them in this video. And then and that was it, more or less. And the whole thing, other than feelings of loss, made me think other things that not exactly new things, obviously, but made me see theories and ideas in another way. This is very strange, even talking about it. It just felt both strange, as I said, and natural, and at the same time, like, I was feeling like there was a continuation somehow. I'm talking about, I don't know, the soul or whatever you want to call it, and just now the logic part of me said that all right, that's it. But another part of me was thinking other things, God related and simulation theories and all that, and at the same time thinking about these possible not ending but not end theories or hypotheses. At the same time, I was thinking of how silly it is. But I couldn't really reach to a conclusion, because where in the past, and I'm talking about before, say, 2015, 2014, and I won't say why right now, but before that date, I was more or less, basically, I believe that You die, that's it. There's nothing more, there's nothing else. And back then in 2014, 2015, something happened. I'm not going to say what. And start thinking that perhaps there are other things. And I was thinking of two. One, that God, however one wants to think of this, exists, although not entirely sure if this entity is what it is, or he or she, whatever. I'm balancing two theories right now in my mind, although I'm trying not to. The one that says that's closer to religion, and by religion I'm mostly referring to Christianity and Christian Orthodox faith, mostly. And on the other side, the whole the universe is a simulation thing. And instead of deciding or supporting or leaning towards one or the other, I find myself seeing them both and thinking that it is possible they are both correct, right, coexistent, one. I don't know. Obviously, I don't have an answer, but I'm just finding myself thinking about all these things. Now, at the same time, if that event that I'm not going to talk about back in 2014 never took place, then I would say that today I'm thinking about these things because I'm trying to find to cope with the whole idea of death and all that. But the problem is, I've been thinking about these things in this way, in this particular way, for a few years now. And there was no death near that time to cause me to see things this way. So I don't know what's going on. Obviously there are no clear answers. Well, there are no answers unless you decide to basically close your eyes and say, I'm going to believe this one, or I'm going to believe that one, or I'm going to believe the other one. And, that's okay, but no proof in any way. So, yeah, that bothers me. Because this logic doesn't work for me, because there's logic behind it. So I can't accept something. I can't. Even if I believe it is possible, or if I want to believe it. So yeah. My father wasn't the first person that I saw dead. I've seen several other people. He is the closest to me that I have seen dead. I don't know. Weird. Fascinating too. A couple of days after sometime after the funeral, I went to his place, and he lived alone because his last wife died back in January or February of the same year. Anyway, so he lived alone, and going there, it was quite a strange experience. I had to decide what I was going to keep and what not, and because of other reasons I'm not going to get into. And that was very nerve-wracking. Yeah, just going through, not just because he was my father, although that was definitely a large part of it, but also because it gave me I was thinking that, this human was alive, was planning things for his future. He had his things around and all that. And now, poof, he's gone. And I was looking through, his things, and it was a mixed experience. From one hand, it was like cute and feeling close or closer to him, going through his things and his clothes in particular, especially a couple of his shirts that I remember him owning them like for decades. Although I doubt he was wearing them very often anymore. And on the other hand, I don't remember where I was going with that. I had something specific, but I don't remember now. I lost my train of thought. Other things that this whole thing made me think: items and possessions. I'm talking about material possessions. So strange. I mean, obviously, okay, this might sound very weird now, but I felt like I understood even more how humans in history deal with the idea of death. From, well, most famous, of course, from the ancient Egyptians, packing the tombs with who knows what, with the idea that, well, basically they are going to use them again, the items. And is this just a matter of vanity? Is it a matter of hope, delusion, or perhaps knowledge deep down that something is going to happen? I don't know. I always consider that not always, it's not, but anyway, for some time now, I consider that, believed, whatever, that the purpose of life, and yes, I do include human life, is not just to experience life, not just to, not just a test, as some religions say that it is, but a matter of trying to figure out existence, what's going on, and trying to see if we can, in this life, with our brains, manage to figure the whole thing out in some way, possibly through science. I don't think I have stopped believing that, but I don't know. For many years now, I'm thinking, well, not all the time, if it is worth having children or not. And my logic behind of not having children, based on my experiences in life, and of course there are other people who have far worse experiences, and would I want to bring another life here to experience the bad things, the negative things, including the, for now at least, inevitable ending? Isn't that a bit cruel to the person, to the life, to the soul? At the same time, thinking that because of what I mentioned earlier, our purpose as life, as humans, to figure out what's going on. And till that happens, the only way that we are gonna succeed, if we succeed, is to keep having children, keep having other humans, so that perhaps one of them, or many of them, will manage to figure the whole thing out. Because obviously if we die in a couple of generations, we'll never figure things out. So is this a matter of, as a life form, or as life in general, that we are trying to find a way to either attain eternal life one way or another, I mean as living bodies, or something else. Is it fair though to, I guess it doesn't matter if it is fair, because life isn't fair. I mean, look at other life forms. Some of them have very short lives, very violent lives, but they keep existing, well, many of them. And if I see the whole picture, all life, at least as far as we know, keep trying to survive, keep trying to adapt, keep trying to win, and see how far it can go. I think, I don't remember, I could be wrong, because it's been many years, that it was either Paul or Peter, one of the apostles. I don't remember which one. Yeah, that could be wrong though. That he said, or he supported the idea that basically that, or perhaps to someone else, that the best thing that humans could do was to stop procreating. That's something I have thought before, and I guess part of me might agree with it. But I guess the life form of me just says, no, we should keep going forward. I'm not talking about as an individual, right? Don't worry about it. I'm not going to do anything. But in general, as life, we should keep trying to advance physically, emotionally, technologically, anything we can do to survive till the very end, whatever that end might be, if there is an end. I'm a bit off topic, I know. Yeah. I think I'll leave it here for now. If you managed to watch the whole thing, wow, thank you. If you want to comment on what I said, perhaps include some of your own ideas, please feel free to comment not behind, below. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end this something a bit not funny. Well, funny for me. Perhaps some of you will find it funny. Very stupid, but funny to me. Now, in Greek, the word the word for storm, basically, is καταιγίδα. Which is a fine word, but the second part of that word sounds like γίδα, which is a word for saying, not the only one, but for saying the animal goat. So whenever I hear the word καταιγίδα, for some reason, I don't know, I find it funny. I think of a goat. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.